In this video, we're going to talk about how to get your site up and going with the new GetNotice theme. So here I have a fresh install of WordPress, which has nothing in it, only the default post. So the first thing you need to do is you need to download the GetNotice theme, which I have opened right here. You can see members at getnoticetheme.com/releases has the zip file which contains the theme. So if I quick download that, the first step is to upload the theme to WordPress. So to do that, you need to go to the dashboard, and then Appearance, Themes, Add New. I'm going to upload the theme, and then I'm just going to drag my theme I just downloaded right into Box, hit Upload, and then I'm going to hit Activate. And what this will do is it'll set GetNoticed as the default theme. So if I go to my site, hey, there we go. So the next step, configuring GetNoticed. There's a few things we have to do right off the bat. If you go to Dashboard, you'll see this message that says you need to enter your license key. So you can do that by clicking that. My license key, you can find your license key by going to this page, and yours will be right here. Alright, so now that I have my license key, I'm going to just paste it in here. The other thing you want to check while you're in your settings is to make sure that the associated website is correct. For this example, I'm just using localhost. But if your website is example.com, you'd want to put http://example.com in this box, and that's just to verify who you are and where your site is. Okay, so back here, there's a couple more settings to go through on this page. We have the author byline, which is at the bottom of the post. It says who the post is written by. If you want to enable that, which I usually do, just check both of those boxes. Drop caps makes the first letter of the first word really big. Kind of cool. I'm just going to set it so that the posts start with that. Intro paragraphs. Again, we'll have a larger font than the other paragraphs. I'm going to leave that the same for now. Featured images. There's multiple ways you can set up the featured image. You can either automatically set it, you can set it, I usually just leave it as the default because it's just easier. Comment policy shows up just before the comments. If you wanted to put a note that you have the right to delete comments if they're off topic or inappropriate, you can change this here. Open Graph metadata basically adds some meta tags to the header of your site, and that makes it a little easier for Facebook to pick up your images. You probably just want to leave this enabled. And then we get to the home page. So for regular posts, you can choose if in your feed if you want to show the entire text or just a part of the text. If you think about it, the way Michael does it on his site is he only shows the first couple paragraphs. There's obviously more here. You can set it up if you want WordPress to automatically figure out where to break, or you could use this more tag. Typically, I usually just set it to 250 words. Sometimes it'll break in the middle of a sentence, which might be kind of weird. In that case, you might want to use the until. For the featured image setting, I usually just leave this one alone. Just obey the regular. You can play with this a little bit. Continue reading link shows up at the bottom of the feed. On Michael's site, it is right here. I usually just leave it to continue reading. Post types on the homepage. So get notice there's a bunch of post types. You can opt. Maybe you don't want the tweets to show up on the homepage, or maybe media appearances you don't want to show up on the homepage. You can set those in here. Mini post archive. So this is all of the mini posts that you can have. I usually just set this to archive. And then basically what that means, on my site it'll be localhost/archive will show you all of the mini posts. We'll check that out in a second. Actually, yeah. This is the content for the mini post, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If you wanted to put an image or other things on the page, you can do that in here. Finally, we have site search options. You probably want to keep this. Oh, no. This will add the search bar to the search box to the top of the site, if you'd like it. As it says here on Michael's site, it is disabled, but if you want to add a search to the top, you can enable it. Another thing to note, as you're changing some of these settings, if you notice something doesn't look quite right, there's a setting here to clear all the caches, just in case something gets kind of out of whack. So now that we have all the changes made, we can hit Save Changes, and so now that all of those changes have been saved, we'll quick take a look at the mini post archives. So on mine, I called the archives. So if I go to localhost/archive, we'll see it actually 404s. And basically what this means, and as it says down in here, it means that there might be an issue with our permalinks. So if I go up to settings and then permalinks, we can see that currently my settings are to use this link structure, which is every page, the URL will always be localhost/?p equals and then the ID of the post, or just a number. That's not very SEO friendly, and it also causes some other things to not work in the theme. So what we really want to use, we want to set our theme the same way to how Michael uses it, and that is to set the post name. So now our URLs will be localhost/ and then the name of the post, or the name of the page with hyphens instead of spaces. So we just need to click Save Changes there, and then we can jump back to this the mini post archive, which wasn't working. If we hit refresh, we'll see there it is. This now contains all of the text, which was set in the settings page. And if I actually had some of these posts, you'd be able to click and see them, but of course I don't, because this is just my demo setup. So, alright, so let's get rid of that, and let's keep going through the settings. So the next thing we need to set up is our social media. So on this page, you just need to put in all of your social media pages. So just quick fill these out. I've only filled out the ones that I actually use. You're going to want to make sure you fill out the ones you use. If you use FeedBurner, you'll get to play with this. The reach counter is what pulls the counts of how many followers you have. After I save this, I can go down here and hit Update Now. And what this will do is it'll go out and it'll try to get the newest information about how many followers you have, how many people have liked your posts. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay here, so if you do notice that it's delayed a bit, click the Update Now and it'll force to get new information. Okay, so I've gone through and made sure all of my accounts are in correctly, and now I can see the current accounts, everything's showing up good. So we can move on to the next step. The next step is going to be identity graphics. So these are going to be the big images from around the site. In this example, I'm going to try to copy Michael's site as much as possible. So the first thing is the favicon, which is this little icon right up here. I've already gone through and downloaded the one from Michael's site, so I can upload that. Header image, we'll come back to that. Header styling on Michael's site, he leaves these all unchecked, but if you wanted to do a full width header image, or you didn't want spacing, or you wanted to center the image, you could set those things here. Header image for mobile. If you look on Michael's site, if I make the site smaller, this is the mobile logo, so we need to set that. I jump back in here. I've already downloaded the mobile one, so I just upload. Header image for print. Michael does not have one of these on his site. When I actually try to print, it drops some. So we'll leave that alone. The headshot, Michael of course has that, so we'll upload that right there. The featured in image, these are the featured in the Wall Street Journal and all the other places Michael's been featured in, so I'll upload that one. If you wanted to set a URL, so when they click this, they're taken somewhere, maybe you want to actually link to the places that you're featured on, you could set that in here. So for this, I'll just put google.com. Finally, we have the touch icons. I'm not going to upload these, but these are if somebody creates a bookmark on their iPad or iPhone, it will use these to make the icon. Yeah, so now I can save the changes. And it looks like everything uploaded correctly. Let's see, we have it featured in, still going to Google. So now I'll go to the site, and it looks pretty close, but you'll notice that it didn't actually pull the new image over there. So to make that work, you need to go to Customize. Okay, so now that we're on this the theme Customize preview page, we can actually go to Header Image, and we're going to want to upload Michael's header image, which looks just like this. So I'm just gonna, oops, I actually think I need to hit Add New Image, then I can drag it over, and it'll upload it. We'll select and crop. I'm gonna hit Skip Cropping. Perfect. So you'll see that the regular site information is still showing up, which we don't want. So if I go to Site Tagline, I'm going to click Display Title Header Text. Just going to uncheck that, and you'll see looking pretty good. Hit Save and Publish. We can now hit Close and make sure everything's still working right. So if I make this smaller, yep, there we go. Works just like Michael's site. So the next thing I'll do, I'm going to go back into the theme customizer and finish out customizing some things. For these, I usually just run through all of them from top to bottom. Site color, again, I want to match Michael's site as much as possible, so I know his site color is 001144. Perfect. Next, we need to set the background color. This one is 4382C4. Cool. And the link cover color, we'll set that to 001144. Perfect. Okay. Next, the top nav. On Michael's site, he changed this to 001144. Below is gray, same font. Set the link. Good. Social media icons, again, we added some social media icons before, so if you want those to show up over here, we do that right down here. Header image is what we just set, so if you ever wanted to change your header image or the mobile image or the headshot, you can do those right here and then click see what it's going to look like. Static front page. On Michael's site, he shows your latest posts, his latest posts on the home page. If you wanted to show a static page, you could set that here, and then there's just a few settings you need to select. For now, I'm going to keep it with the latest posts. Category buttons, those are what appear right in here on Michael's site. I don't have any yet because I don't have any categories. We'll add those later. I'm going to leave all of these the same. Post styling, so these are going to be things that go along with posts. I'm going to change just a couple colors here to match Michael's site. Looks good. If you wanted to change the font or the color of the text in here, you can do that right here. Widget styling, widgets are the things over here. So again, I'm just going to make some small little changes to match Michael's site. This one should actually be 14, 18, 4. Good. Everything in there looks good. The share bar, that is this thing right here. I'm just going to leave it the same. Author box, if you have it enabled, shows information about the author. I'm going to leave mine the same for now. Primary buttons, if you have a call to action button, that's what these are. Again, I'm going to leave this the same. Normal buttons are more buttons for the site. I'm going to leave those the same. Footer area, that's this stuff right down here. I'm going to again change this. Copyright area, that's down here at the bottom if you wanted to change what this says. You can do that right there. If you have custom CSS, if you need to, maybe you want to change the way something looks, you can do that right here with some custom CSS. You'll notice some of the things didn't change, like this is still black. Sometimes the theme customizer gets confused when you make a lot of changes really quick. If you hit save and publish, it should update. If it doesn't, refresh the page. Hopefully. There we go. So everything looks good. All right, the next step is to, I guess we can quick check out and make sure everything's looking right. We can hit close. Everything looks pretty good. If I go into my Hello World post, you can see this is the drop caps. If I go and edit this, add another paragraph, hit update, and then view post. You can see that because we added the larger font on the first paragraph, that this text is slightly larger than everything else. We can see that everything looks like it's posted correctly. Here's that message saying that you have the right to delete comments. Cool. Everything's looking pretty good. so the next thing we want to do is let's customize some of these widgets. So to do that, we're going to go to Dashboard, and then scroll down to Appearance, and then Widgets. So you can see we have a couple of widget areas. First we have the sidebar, and then we have footer area 1, 2, and 3. If I open up my site in a new tab, so this is the sidebar, and then 1, 2, and 3 you can't see right now, but 1 is here, 2 is here, and then 3 is over here. So we can add some stuff. Maybe we want to add, in the first widget area, we want to add a reach counter. Show how our social media likes. Just call this social. We'll hit save. Let's see, what else can we add? Maybe we want to add a social list to show all of our social media accounts. Add that to 2. I want to show all of my accounts, and we'll add the RSS feed. Call this Find Me. Hit save. Last thing, we'll add a search to the third area. Perfect. So now that I've saved all that, I can jump back here, hit refresh. You can see got some stuff. Perfect. So you can play with this. Michael does. The other important thing is the advanced text. That's if you want to just put custom text. This is good if you want an ad. You want to put that ad somewhere. You could paste the HTML in here. If you are pasting HTML, make sure you don't check this. If you're just adding words, you'll want to automatically add this, and that will make whatever you just typed proper HTML. If you want to add a more link, you can do that here. If you wanted to give it an ID for styling, maybe you don't want to give it the rounded corners. You just want it to be a box with no background. You can check the box here. You can try to center the content. I'll do that. Hit save. Okay, so the last thing we want to do is we want to add the subscription form. So if I take this, make this the top. And what this is just like what Michael has here. So for this, I'll actually just even copy the text he has. So the title, and we'll grab the information. Privacy guarantee. And then the form code. This is something you'll get from either MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever email service you're using. There's some information about what you want to use here. Yeah, pretty straightforward. An important note if you're using MailChimp is to use the naked form. If you use the regular form, the styles of it will look a little funky when you put it in the box. So I'm going to hit save. And then in my other tab, we'll go here and we'll refresh. We'll see, hey, looks just like Michael's, except mine doesn't have an image or the code because I haven't uploaded one. But pretty simple stuff to do. Okay, so now that we have all that done, we can finish setting up the theme. So I'm going to go back to the admin area, and we're going to look at integrations. This is things for Google Analytics. If you have a link shortener like Bitly, you can set all that in here. So Google Analytics is an important one. The theme has built in the ability to track Google Analytics. All you need to know is your UA number. You can log into Google Analytics to find this. It's pretty straightforward. Just look for something that starts UA. I'm going to use this just for an example. Paste it in. There are some options if you're on the new Universal Analytics. If you want to do some other tracking stuff, you can do that in here. Other analytics services, if you're not using Google Analytics, you're using something like Quickie or FeedBurner or one of the other ones, Crazy Egg, you can set those here. I'm not going to. URL shorteners. For Bitly, you need to verify. You need to set your API key. So you'll need to add those things. Again, just click here and you can get all that information. If you're using Google Custom Search, you need to set your key in here. And finally, if you're using Amazon affiliates, your affiliate link needs to go in there. Once you're done, you can hit Save Changes, and you're good to go. Next step is the author box. This shows up under the, if you have it turned on, it shows up under the post. It gives a little bio about the authors. I typically don't use this, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But basically there's some settings that you can pull their information under their posts. Next we have the share bar. This is this thing right here. So if you wanted to add or remove buttons from it, you could do that here. There are some general settings if you want to show it on the mini posts, if you want to show it on the pages, if you want to show it maybe just on the top or just at the bottom or on both the top and bottom. You can set the location here. All of these have thresholds, so if you don't want the count to show up unless there's a certain number, maybe I only want to show the number of Twitter, the number of shares on Twitter until it hits maybe 10. You can set that there, so it'll just show the Twitter icon to share until you've hit 10 shares, and then it'll show the count. Yep. If you have this email option selected, you can create a template for how the email will look when you email it out. You also have the option to force permalinks for the share bar. This is in case you're using stuff and junk. Now that we're done, we can hit Save Changes. Cool. Alright, so now we have some disclosures. This is for your affiliate stuff. This basically just shows up. You can specify which pages you want to turn it on. I'm just going to leave this the same. Next is advertising. If you do have advertising code, you can do all of that in here, make all of that work. I'm going to skip that for now. Finally, we have RSS feeds. If you want to only include certain things in your RSS feed, by default it only shows regular posts, but maybe in your feed you also want to include tweets or videos. You can do that here. This shows all your links. Got some stuff to include. If you're using MailChimp, the RSS feature, this is the link you need to use. RSS to email, again. These are all the links you need to use if you are doing different things, especially with MailChimp. I'm going to leave these all the default. One note, a lot of these are disabled by default, so make sure if you want to actually use this, you click the yes, it is enabled. And then you hit Save Changes. Okay, so if we look at, jump back and view our actual site, you can see our site is looking pretty close to Michael's site. The only thing left to really do is set up pages in the menu. So to create a new page, I'm just going to go to page, and we'll call, say this is test 1, publish that. So I'm just going to make some test pages here. Call this test 2. And finally, oops, we'll add test 3. Hit publish. Great. So now we need to set up the menus. We do that by going down here to Appearance and then Menus. Like that. So we have a couple of pages. First, we need to create a new menu. So menus are just groups of links. I'm going to call this the primary menu, primary navigation. Create it. And in this, I'm just going to put all of my sample pages. Add a menu. You can nest these, so if you wanted one to show up under 2, you can just drag it out. I think you can go up to 3 levels deep. For this example, I'm just going to keep them all on the first level. I'm going to hit Save Menu. So now I have this one menu created. I need to assign it to a position on the page. So I'm going to do that by going to Manage Locations. And you can see these are my 3 menu locations. So primary menu is the menu that's on the top. It's actually on Michael's site. This one. So I'm going to set my primary menu. Hit save. There we go. I'll actually just assign that to all 3. So the links will all be the same in all 3 places. But the category menu are the buttons on Michael's site. These are the category menus. And then there's a final one down below. So now that I've saved this, I can actually go to the site. And you can see I have my 3 pages here. I have my 3 links here. If I go to the bottom, 3 pages are down here. Perfect. Alright, so now you're ready to start blogging. If I missed anything or you have any questions, feel free to write a comment. Thanks!